I don't know about you guys, but today we're switching it up. You know when something's just very important to you, but you just never knew how to really go about it? Or you felt like even if you said something, you probably would get judged because you just didn't know the right information? Well, I'm letting you know that my channel is a free, safe space for me to display information and for you to gain insight. I want to be able to have general discussions. I want you guys to be able to ask me questions. I want to be able to go and research these questions and educate myself further, because I feel like people don't take their mental health as serious as they do their physical body, their physical tempo. Like, you guys will go to the gym, you'll work out, you'll get your tempo right, but you won't get your mind right. It doesn't make any sense to me. Your mind is the reason why your body's even functioning. And sometimes it has to do with our environment that we're raised in or that we place ourselves in. And with that being said, I'm going to get right into it. Today's session is going to be on borderline personality disorder. My best friend Taline is open and willing and very brave and strong and courageous to even sit down and have this discussion with me. I'm going to ask her a couple questions and then we're just going to continue the conversation from there.
Hey guys, I don't know if you saw Shakira's other videos, but I'm Taline. We're gonna do a mental health video today. Before we get into it, I just wanna tell you guys everything I've been diagnosed with. And one thing I haven't been diagnosed with, but one of my therapists or psychologists said that she might think it's something that I have. Borderline personality disorder, 1. Number 2, eating disorder. 3, depression. 4, anxiety. 5, I have a mild OCD. And the one that I haven't gotten a proper diagnosis of is panic attacks. Like, I get panic attacks, but I don't know if I actually have a panic attack disorder yet.
Okay guys, meet Taline once again. Remember that video that you should have watched, the grandpa? There she is.
I'm the grandpa.
So today I already told them that I'm going to be talking about BPD with you since you are diagnosed with it. Do you want to just like start off talking or whatever?
Sure.
As I get this set up?
Okay. So this is a post that I made on Instagram about being in a relationship and having BPD. Are you okay if I read it, or do you want to while it warms up?
Oh, well, do you want me to read it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So Shakira's gonna read what I wrote. This is a picture, me and my boyfriend, and then this is the post.
Okay. Being in a relationship and having BPD is extremely hard. We've been together only 11 months and he's seen me go through a lot. I split on Doug constantly. I get angry at him all the time for small stupid things, for things that aren't even in his control. I cry constantly and tell him that I can't do this anymore. Our relationship, being alive, going to work, etc. At times I wonder what I did right in the past life to have landed such an amazing, understanding, and patient boyfriend. But unfortunately, with my borderline personality disorder, everything is black or white. There is no in between. Either I love Doug so much I think my heart is going to fucking combust, or I think we need to break up. Obviously, this is hard and hurtful for Doug at times, but he stays by my side. He's never once gotten mad at me for relapsing. Instead, he tells me of how proud he is that I've gotten that certain amount of time without doing that thing, as I call it. These past few months have been hard on our relationship. We've been seeing each other less, and I've been splitting on him more. I could give a lot of more examples of how my BPD has made me say mean things or acted out of anger, but today I'll leave it as that. I just wanted to be honest about the shitty effects my BPD has on our relationship, and I want to thank Doug for being so supportive of me through it all.
I don't really know how to describe it, but splitting is pretty much, I guess I could Google it, but it's, for me, splitting is like everything will be fine, and then it's usually on Doug that I split, because he's my favorite person. It's called the FP. You usually have like 1 or 2. When you have BPD, but I'll just get mad at him for things that are not in his control. There will be times that I love him so much, or I honestly, I think, like, I truly think, like, I don't even like him, like, I hate him. I don't care if we break up. I don't have any feelings towards him, and that's obviously hard on me and hard on him. So that's what splitting is for me. And one thing I do want to mention before we even start all this is that I do have other mental illnesses, so I'm just talking about my experiences, and if I answer some questions, there might be some other mental illnesses playing into that part of that section of BPD, for instance.
Also want to state, we are not professionals.
We are not professionals.
And again, we are going off of our personal experiences.
Also, I'm going to be painting my nails, and she'll be doing her hair because it's going to be like a little girl talk.
Okay, so my first question to you is, when did you get diagnosed?
I got diagnosed in 2019, but I had known something was up for quite a few years before that. Just because it wasn't like the things I was diagnosed with, I had and I knew I had, but this felt like it was something more. I went to a psychiatrist to get diagnosed.
What problems does it cause? Do you have any symptoms? How does it affect your daily living?
I get angry. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about some experiences before I was on medication. I'll be normal, and then literally in a snap of a finger, I am so angry or suicidal. A big thing for me was being suicidal. It's just, you don't feel anything a little bit. You feel it to the extreme. I have a post here that I'm gonna read for you guys.
I was gonna say, pull that one up, girl.
So what does borderline personality mean? Okay, so this is, just imagine being in this person's shoes who I'm reading this about. It means I'm never kind of sad. I'm suicidal. I'm never mildly annoyed. I'm furious. It means I'm never cheerful. I'm manic. I either feel everything so much more than anyone else, or I don't feel anything at all. I can be someone with so much ambition and can see life with endless possibilities, full of creativity and confidence one moment, then consumed by hatred, self-destructive behavior, depression, or complete numbness the next. I turn nothing into everything. Emotions feel so heavy and hit so hard. It's a constant battle. It's exhausting. People with BPD have to continuously work on regulating emotions, and a lot of the time, we don't do the best job. Our emotions are intense, which make our decision-making impaired. Be understanding. BPD is complicated and can be difficult to understand, but we still deserve compassion. I can be someone with so much ambition and can see life with endless possibilities, full of creativity and confidence. That part doesn't usually happen for me. That's pretty rare. I'm usually more like this. So how I explain it to people is like, I'll go like this, and then if I have an episode, it kind of just goes down like this, like down, like I'm like suicidal, I don't want to fucking do anything, and then I'm back to normal. Very rarely do I get a high, but when I do, it's like manic. I'm never like, this is such a good life, I love life, I fucking love it. I'm never like, I'm like, no, that's just, I don't get like that.
Like, I moved in with Taline like earlier this year, so being like now living with her and seeing it happen in forefront, I have a better understanding.
Like, for an example, me and Shakira were driving to our best friend Brianna's house one day, and we were having so much fun on the car ride there.
Oh yeah, with the babies.
And you remember this?
Yep.
As soon as I stepped into the house, I was like,
she literally went
like,
from 0 to 100 real quick.
I was done. I was like I couldn't deal with anything. No emotion.
Do you have any triggers?
So something that can trigger me is repetitive noises. And pretty much anything can make me angry. If a plan changes, if my boyfriend leaves half an hour late than he was supposed to, I get very angry. If the weather's not what it said it was gonna be, I get angry. Stuff like that. It's stuff that is so stupid when I'm not actually in that, like I'm not in that state of mind right now. That's why I can say it's stupid.
Yeah.
But when I'm in that state of mind, it's so fucking serious that like I like literally think about killing myself.
So do you have any coping mechanisms?
So I have, yes, they're not good and I don't want to talk about them, but if you know, you know. Yeah. And I think some of you know. Yeah, I'm trying to do that shit. I have an app on my phone that counts how many days you've gone without like doing that whatever.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I remember. I didn't even remember that.
Alrighty then.
But for instance, it has been, I have an app on my phone. It's called Days Since. It has been 61 days since my last relapse. My top, like my highest 5 months to the day. I don't know if you guys will notice in this video, I don't say the proper words sometimes because I don't know if it's my medication or just because I never have like a perfectly straight thought. But my mind is always like this. Like there's no... My Medication has helped me a lot. I'm a lot more stable now. I used to have like 2 to 3 episodes a day. I might have like 1 episode a week now or something. So medication, I've always been a believer in medication. I've been on medication since I was like 15. Not the same one, I've been through different ones, but this medication has helped me a lot.
So my next question is then the miscommunication between BPD and multiple personality. What's the misconception?
So, I think it's honestly just the names that people get confused with. Because when I told my mom that I think I have BPD, when I said like the actual words borderline personality disorder, she thought it meant multiple personality disorder. And just so you guys know, it's not referred to as multiple personality disorder anymore. It's referred to as dissociative identity disorder. But yeah, I think it's just the name because it has nothing to do with that. DID, dissociative identity disorder, is something completely different, something totally different. I don't have that. So I don't have anything to like say about it, but pretty much the general from what I know about it is it comes from childhood trauma. So different parts of your brain develop and create different alters. That's why they don't personalities or whatever. And they come out with different triggers. So I don't have that. I'm just Taline. And borderline, like we already told you before, it's pretty much an emotional regulation disorder. Like we have a very hard time regulating our emotion. We can't do it.
What is the best way you can support somebody with BPD?
So I would definitely read stuff about it. Like you could read stuff online. There are a few books too. There's one called Walking on Eggshells. Another one, I don't remember what it's called. If you guys really want to know, drop a comment and I'll tell Shakira what it's called so she can answer you guys. What I did pretty much for my boyfriend is I sent him a few articles online. But he's been like really amazing. Like
I absolutely love her boyfriend. You don't understand. You guys don't understand. I cry every time she shows me anything. Like, I'm not even gonna get into it.
Anyways, but yeah, he's really supportive, but it's a hard...
And it's just crazy because, like, he's never been with someone who has mental illnesses, you know what I mean? So the fact that he came into her life 2 years ago, what on now?
Almost 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years in December, actually, so not almost.
Oh,
but yeah,
like, you know what I mean? But, like, still, like, the fact that you're able to cope.
I have a friend, I'm not gonna say any names, if you're watching. She is also going through it right now. She's not diagnosed yet. We think she might have it or she might have a similar illness.
Let's talk about self-diagnosing after, but
Her boyfriend doesn't get it yet, but I told her like maybe send him a few articles and stuff because it's fucking hard. Like I can understand being with someone who they're happy and then with a snap of a finger, sorry my nails are wet up, I did ugly, but with a snap of a finger they just change. Like I'd be pissed off. Why? Like, you know what I mean?
It's very confusing.
It's hard. It's really hard on your relationship. So,
and that's the next thing that I want to get into it too. We talked about it. How does it affect you at work? How does it affect you with your relationship? All that.
So, at work, like I said, on medication, I'm a lot better now. But if you ask my coworkers like a year ago how I was, there were times where my coworker... I hope you bosses and managers aren't watching this right now, but there have been times, well, one certain time that one of my coworkers had to hold me back because I was about to fucking jump over the counter and get the fuck out of the sky.
Like, can we just take in how into the story she is?
Like, even when I talk about it now,
managers.
Like I get mad to the point that I can't be like, you know what, let's calm. No,
yeah.
Like,
hold her back.
Like I'm not gonna say it. This is the thing. There's so much misconception about BPD that, like, some people think we're evil people.
Yeah.
I've never personally experienced someone thinking I'm an evil person because of it.
She's not. And I'm telling you, she really isn't.
A lot of us have so much empathy that if you're in pain or if you're sad about something, I feel it. I can't watch the show Shameless. The Office. I can't even watch the show The Office. I'm not. Spoiler alert. Turn it off if you can't fucking watch. But because when Jim and Pam start having marital issues, I can't watch it because it hits me.
Yeah.
Like,
you guys don't understand. When we watch certain things, she'll actually pause it. Oh my God! Look at her face. Call Doug and be like, "I'm done with you." And I'm like, whoa.
If there's
Where did
cheating,
that come from?
and
Like,
I'm like, you're
it's not
cheating.
him. You know what I mean? It's not him.
Yeah, I know myself. So when Shakira and Savannah watch like Money Heist, I'll go into the other room because that's too that's why Family Guy. That's all I watch, hon. Family Guy and RuPaul's Drag Race. Like I can't. So that's that. So beating the shit out of customers. My work life is a lot better now. Everyone at my work knows because I've had panic attacks at work. I've had to leave work early because I was suicidal. I've had to take almost 2 weeks off because of my suicidal thoughts and stuff. So I'm very open about BPD. I'm not necessarily open about all my other illnesses. BPD is probably one of the ones I'm the most open about. I found out the most recently, and I'm older now and more mature.
Other things are just triggers onto aspects of what you used to do and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But ever feel discriminated for having BPD?
No.
Like, have you ever, when you meet somebody, you don't necessarily hey, I have BPD. But when it comes about, do you feel?
No. I think I kind of got lucky with the people I work with because honestly, I don't go out much. So it's mostly work, my family, and 2 of my friends I see. So at work, no, because they, even before I got diagnosed, they saw how I would just split up so fast. So they knew something was up, and then when I told them, everyone was like, yeah, that makes sense. So I'm lucky in that way. Relationship wise, I'm very open up front. If I know this is something you want to get into, I will tell you my illnesses, what happens, because I don't want to waste your time and I don't want you to waste my time. I don't want to get heartbroken or break your heart or anything. Mm-hmm. So I tell you straight up, and if you can't handle it, that's completely fine because it's really hard to handle. So I'm always upfront about that shit. In terms of self-diagnosing, people have so many problems with it and stuff. I get it,
Trixie.
But Trisha.
Oh, I thought it was Trixie.
Trisha from YouTube. I think it's okay to self-diagnose in the meantime before you go to a psychiatrist to get diagnosed, because I don't think there's anything wrong with looking online, looking up at your symptoms and to see, because then you could join communities or you could see different coping mechanisms that people use. Because I thought every single one, except for the panic disorder one, every single one of my illnesses that I have been diagnosed with, I had a hunch about before. So I've kind of always known that something was up. So I would do some research, realize I think that's what I have. I would go to the doctors, tell them my side of it, and they would say, yeah, that's what you have, pretty much. Before I got diagnosed with borderline, I thought maybe I have bipolar. The main difference between those two I've read is that when you experience mania, when you have bipolar, usually you have to be hospitalized because your mania, it lasts for days, weeks. Mine only lasts for maybe 15 minutes or something. So it's not too bad. But also, honestly, with your parents, you might run into some people doubting you and shit, which is very annoying.
It's always your environment. It sucks because some people are just placed in an environment in which they can't even be vocal about what they're going through.
I've always been lucky that my parents are open about it, but my dad makes jokes about me self-diagnosing. That's rude. That's not something that's funny at all to me because I've struggled for so long. And I was right. The doctor said I was right.
Yeah.
So, another thing, my mom refused to look at the symptoms online when I would tell her because she was so convinced that I was talking about dissociative identity disorder. So she was like, no, I know you don't have that. But then when I finally read her the symptoms, she's like, yeah. And then even still, I got diagnosed, and then one of her friends told her, oh, I don't think Taline has that. And then my mom started doubting it again. Meanwhile, that woman hasn't seen me since I was 5. Parents can be in such denial, but it's really mentally straining on the person that's going through it. Because I'm suffering here and you're telling me no, it's hard. So I can understand why some people don't want to tell some people, family, friends, boyfriends, whatever. So I totally get it. I just hope that you at least have one person you can talk to about it. And if you don't, you can message me or Shaq. I can give you advice, or Shaq can ask me. Even just online friends, who cares? We could just be internet friends.
Seriously. Just because I hate when people want to discredit themselves based on how everybody else is approving it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't discredit how far you've come with your own journey based on nobody else around you believing it or seeing the new you now. You blossomed. You did that for yourself.
One tip I have, or one thing that's helped me, I've been doing it for 3 years now. I have something, we'll insert a can we insert a picture right here?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll insert a picture. Found it on Pinterest. It's called Years in Pixels. So you make like a graph, and each day, at the end of the day, you color in that little piece of what month and day it is, the emotion you feel, and like you will write down what each color will mean. Because I look back, like on days that I'm suicidal or having an episode, I'll be like, man, like I've been like this for so long, I want to quit, I fucking hate this. And then I'll look and I'll be like, oh, actually my last episode was like a week ago. I thought I was in a bad mood all week, but it says I've had good days. So when you're, and I get it guys, when you're in that headspace, you think it's gonna last forever. And the reason I'm like that is because I had an episode yesterday, I was so scared. Because you think it's gonna last forever, so what the fuck is the point? But this is the point.
You were like my lover and my best friend.
Because I have medicine now, I feel better. I'm not like that all the time. And my episodes are farther and farther apart now.
It's just so, growth. Because beforehand, I'm gone. I want out every 3 seconds. I want out.
And it is hard.
And then you want to cry all the time because, like, it's your best friend. Like, hearing somebody close to you talk about that, and you can't even be like, everything's going to be okay. Because it's not going to be okay for them at this present time, in this moment. It's not. But you just have to cope with it.
Honestly, guys, this video is going to be 5,000 hours if I could say everything I wanted. So maybe in the future, I'll make some videos about it.
Or if you guys just have questions, drop them down and I'll literally ask Taline and then I'll send it to you.
Yeah, because honestly, I love talking about this shit. There was a time a few years ago where no one really talked about it around me. And then there was this one lady at work, shout out Sandy, who was so open about her mental illnesses. And I was like, why are you so open? She's like, if I can help like one person be okay with it, then
us as humans, all we do is inspire.
So I started being open about it, and I just feel better because then people know what's up. Like, I'll go tell my manager will just know if I need a hug, and we'll just hug and I'll just cry. Like,
and that's what you need. Like, your environment is like, it's extremely important. And this is the reason why I want to start making mental health videos, just because once I started placing myself in a positive environment, you guys don't understand how I've been flourishing. You don't understand. It means so much. Is there anything else you would like to say?
I'm one of the lucky ones, in my opinion. I got lucky with having such good support systems and stuff. In my work, in my family, everything like that. So if you're not that lucky, which I know a lot of people aren't, that sucks, man. Like, that's all I can say. Go to support groups. I follow a support group actually on Facebook called Surviving Borderline Personality Disorder. And you can post shit and you'll get so many responses. People post shit and you're like, wow, other people feel like that? So you could join that group. You could message people. And even just the way we were talking about it, we were just straightening our hair, doing our nails, and bringing it up. You don't have to sit someone down and be like, hey.
Just talk, have a general conversation with your friends, guys. Open up.
Like, do you ever feel like this? And maybe they'll say yeah, maybe they'll say no. I'm like, okay. So I'm going to read you some of the symptoms of BPD. An intense fear of abandonment, pattern of unstable, intense relationships, such as idealizing someone one moment and suddenly believing the person doesn't care enough or is cruel. I go through that one a lot. Rapid changes in self-identity and self-image that include shifting goals and values and seeing yourself as a bad or as if you don't exist at all. That's something new I've actually been going through. Impulsive or risky behavior such as gambling, reckless driving, unsafe sex, spending sprees, binge eating or drug abuse, or sabotaging success by suddenly quitting a good job or ending a positive relationship. I struggle with a few things in that part. Suicidal threats or behavior or self-injury, often in response of fear or separation or rejection. I do those ones. Wide mood swings lasting from a few hours to a few days, which may include intense happiness, irritability, shame or anxiety. I go through that. Ongoing feelings of emptiness, I go through that. Inappropriate, intense anger, such as frequently losing your temper, being sarcastic or bitter, or having physical fights. I go through those too. Symptoms off of mayoclinic.org.
I just want you guys to know that you're not alone, and we're going to continue these discussions. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Which mental illness video do you guys want to see next out of the few that I told you about? Let us know in the comments.
All right, down there. And we'll be back next week with another one.
Are we cool? Like, are we in agreement?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I have to go.
What the heck is A, B, C, D, E, F, G mean?
It's just a phrase I like to use. That means
Is that a real phrase?
the conversation is over.